Now we unmuted. Now we unmuted.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Unmuted.
Turn me up now. Now we unmuted. I'm about to be one of the best to ever do it. Simp 7 in the building, you already knew it. Roll on my sleeve, so let's get to it. I'm walking with my purpose, I'm walking in my vision. So that means I'm just a man on this mission. I'm just a comedian that happen beats Christian. So let that beat drop, give them what they missing. Yeah. Now we unmuted. Now we unmuted.
In 1891, a young man by the name of Dr. James Naismith had an idea. He told the janitor, hey, go back there and get me 2 boxes and he would play a ball. But they brought him 2 peach baskets. And the game that we know today is called basketball. When it first came out, a bunch of white guys running around. Game was kind of slow, not moving too fast, not too spectacular, but it drew crowds. But he did not know that the game would evolve in what it is today. Players like Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, and yes, LeBron James. Even the high flyer, Pillar K. Simpkins.
Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Man, what do I forget you, Russ? But basketball was not only in the NBA. You had the Harlem Globetrotters. They did some amazing things with the basketball. Trick shots, trick passes, Metal Art Lemon with number 36 balling on the court, just making it look like straight fools. And then you took the ball on the court with your friends, played games of 1-on-1, 21, and 5-on-5 street ball, dominating the courts. If you was the best player, you got mad respect in your hood. You got mad respect on any playground that you go to because everybody knew you was a straight high-flying baller, dunking on everybody, making people straight up embarrassed. And then the legend, and one videos. If you went to Champs, any shoe place in the mall, and you bought a pair of shoes that had and one on it, you got a mixtape. And those mixtapes were some of the best basketball on the street court you have ever seen. And they became local and legendary phenomenon.
Oh my
Get him out the game immediately. The football stadium is the other way.
But in the heart and soul of Harlem, New York, was a legendary park that is still active to this day. NBA players, street ball legends all came together to have competitions and some of the greatest battles on the basketball court at this legendary park. It is known as Rucker Holcomb Park. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant all came here to play. And if you wanted to be somebody, you had to get down and dirty on this court. Just listen to some of the old timers that been there.
Fly, Whirl,
Sandy Ortiz,
Freddie Crawford,
Arnold Duggar,
Pat Cummins,
James Pookie, Wilson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Nisi Lloyd,
Craig Pendergrass, Bob McCullough,
Sam Pelham, Will Chamberlain, the Hall of Famer,
Dr. J,
Walter Simon, Jim Bostic, Charlie Chris.
After Mr. Rucker passed, there was a young man that the legacy fell into his hands. A former NBA player, a street ball legend, one of the nicest men you would ever meet. They call him Mr. Bob McCullough.
How you doing, Mr. Bob? How you been?
Oh, I've been fine. I've been happy.
You been fine and been happy. That's good.
Yeah, well, you know, we celebrating our 55th anniversary of Each One Teach One. And on Saturday, August the 6th, we're going to have the Rucker Pro Legends Hall of Fame. We are going to induct some very, very important people. First of all, we're going to induct the founder of the Rucker tournament, Holcomb Rucker. We're going to also induct Floyd Lane, who is the only living member of the City College, New York City College, 1950.
Wow.
Basketball team that won a double championship. They won the NIT which is the National Invitational Tournament in Madison Square Garden. Then they packed up, they went out west, and they won the NCAA, all in the same year. Well, you know that can't happen anymore because now both tournaments are given at the same time.
That is awesome.
And Floyd Lane is now 94 years old. We're going to honor him. The other thing is that we are going to honor Lloyd Williams, who is the president of the Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce. And he is the chairman of Harlem Week. Harlem Week is a well-known festival during the month of August where over 2 million visitors come to Harlem to see the paintings, to check out the historical black colleges that are in the street recruiting,
Nice.
to check out the different types of hospitals, to also taste the food, the shrimp, the fried fish, the gumbo.
Oh, that sounds
All
good.
of
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, and the apple pie.
Apple pie. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
and the sweet, my favorite, you know,
Yes, sir.
that's the potato pie.
Sweet potato pie. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know, that's sweet potato pie.
Yes, sir.
And there's entertainment on the different radio stations in New York. They provide the different rappers and singers, as well as bands that'll be playing. And there will be exhibited of street clothes.
Street
to
clothes.
wear.
Now, you're not talking about Anthony Street Clothes Davis, are you?
They'll be selling
Oh, it is.
street clothes.
Okay, all right.
Because it's a festival.
Okay, all right.
You'll see paintings, you see food carts, and you'll also see rides for children.
Oh, that's nice.
And they'll be giving out different COVID-19 information. So it's going to be a festival of a variety of different things, and there'll be testing for your teeth. They'll be there to test your heart rate. The hospitals will be there. I mean, the Metropolitan Transportation System will also be there, giving out buttons. The Teachers Association, the New York Teachers Association, will also be there, giving out bags. So it's going to be a real festival. Mm-hmm. And they used to have a boxing contest of little kids, so nobody get hurt.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So anyway, it's just the entertainment that they're gonna have all around. It's gonna be something for everybody. So Lloyd Williams is the chairman of that festival. We're honoring him. The other thing that we are doing is we're honoring Hank Carter, who's the president of the Hank Carter Hospital.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We're honoring him. He has a hospital named after him for people who are disabled that need wheelchairs. He provides wheelchairs for the needy people who can't afford it.
So they have a lot of stuff going on in the community to help people out, pretty much, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what it's about helping your neighbor.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, so we're honoring a lot of people who are doing things in the community
Yes, sir.
to help other people.
Okay, so I got a question for you. What got you to wanting to do a tournament in Harlem and bring it here to the Rucker Park?
Well, what happened was that when I was 12 years old, I got arrested because I was in a gang. And they took me to the police precinct, and Rucker, the founder of the Rucker tournament, came to the precinct along with my godmother, Lorraine Younger, who was the director of St. Philip. That was the center that we used to all go to. And they wanted the police to release me in their custody, but they couldn't. They could only release me in my parents' custody. So then my parents came. And I went to court, and my godmother beat me to the court. She got there before I did, you know? Lorraine Younger.
Yes, sir.
And so they put me on probation. And little did I know that she told Rucker, put me on the team, keep me out of trouble. Well, I rode the bench. I didn't play that much.
You get a chance to play that much?
No.
You mean you was with the legendary Rucker and you get a chance to play that much?
No.
Oh, boy.
I was with the legendary Rucker. Holcomb Rucker. His first name was Holcomb.
Holcomb, right.
And what happened was, after 2 years, right?
Yes, sir.
I finally got in my second year, but not that much. My third year, I became the highest scorer on the junior team.
All right now, okay.
And then a year later, I became the highest scorer again on the senior team. And then came college. So Rucker came to me and asked me if I wanted to go to Texas.
Yes, sir.
And I said, wow, Texas is a long way off. I said, yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
So I got to Texas, and all the girls loved New York.
So they
But the guys didn't care anything about New York because Texas is supposed to be the biggest state. But of
Right.
course, you know, New York is the empire
That's
state.
right.
So anyway, what happened is that I got into 2 fights.
Did you
During
win?
the time I was, of course I won.
You won. You should.
Of course I won. They sent me home.
Okay. I was just saying, you can't tell the story and get beat
But
up.
the
like.
students wrote me letters asking me to come back.
Yes, sir.
I came back. I got into a second fight. I said, no, I can't take it anymore. And I came home, got me a job. I used to still go to the park house to see Rucker because everybody used to go in there and talk there.
Right.
So when I'm in there, he's writing a letter, and I'm talking to him. So I said, Rucker, what are you doing? Because he wasn't paying me any money.
Right.
He said, I'm writing a letter. I said, to who? He said, the Big House Games.
The Big House games.
That's the coach
Oh, okay.
at Winston-Salem. I'm telling him that you are the best player since Jack DeFerris. I said, no, you can't do that. You can't.
who is
Jack
Jack?
DeFerris, he was a pro.
Jack DeFerris.
And he played in the pro division of the Rucker tournament.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I played high school. I said, you can't do that. Jack DeFerris is a pro. He said, Matt. That's short for McCullough. That's what he called me. He said, Matt, when the coach see this letter, he gonna want to know who you are. He gonna want to see you.
Right.
He gonna want to see you play. So I said, okay. Then during that summer of 1961, he asked me if I wanted to go to South Carolina. I said, okay. In my mind, South Carolina was going to be red clay dirt.
You thought South Carolina was just red clay and dirt?
Yeah, that's what the vision I had, in my mind.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, the coach from Benedict College came up to look at the players that were interested in going to Benedict College. They were meeting up on the terrace, that's back on the hill in Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
So I went up there, I played, and my jump shot was working like magic in the corner.
From the corner?
Yeah, because, I'm a point guard and a shooter, but I always drift to the corner.
So whenever you make your shots, you'll get a reaction like that from the crowd?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Because I used to fall back.
Oh, okay, so you had the first follow-away jumper pretty much.
Yeah, and one of the all-star players from the previous year, because Benedict had won the conference tournament championship, came over to me, and I know him from years ago, named Tim Shine, came over to check me. So I'm in the corner, I get the ball, I cuff it in my wrist, and I threw the ball up in the air, cuffed it, he jumped right on my back. And he jumped, he landed on my back.
Oh, wow.
Then he said, why are you doing this to me? I said, why are you checking me?
Right.
Because we knew each other.
Yes, sir.
Go check somebody else, So anyway, I'll travel down to South Carolina, and I saw this big tree. That's over 55 years ago. That big tree is still there.
It's still there?
Don't worry about it. Wow. Still there.
So during your collegiate career, were you the team leading scorer? Did you have any highlights at the college? Any records that you put up?
Yeah, well, in my sophomore year, that same player that I faked, and he went on my back, became the captain of the team my junior year. And the two of us, I was averaging 26 points, he was averaging 24 points. But we led the nation in scoring. Our team, we were averaging 108 points a game.
Wow. And that's a lot back then.
Who are you talking about? It's a lot now.
Yeah, it is a lot now, but I'm just saying, back then, them scores are a little bit lower than what they are now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that's your agent giving you a call once you get back on the court. Okay, let's go. 1964, let's ride. So you at college in 1964, you guys was averaging 108 points per game, which in my opinion, that was a lot back then. You say it was normal, but I'm just saying that's a lot of points back then. What you say?
A whole lot. And we had a article in Sporting News newspaper. And what's happening is that we kept playing, averaging over 100 points, but it went down, and we wind up only averaging 101.2 points a game. We became the national scoring champions. 1964 national scoring champion. We outscored every team in the nation.
In the nation?
In the nation. North Carolina, Duke,
Yep.
Notre Dame, Kentucky, every team in the nation. That's what we did. We outscored Grambling, we outscored Tennessee State, Florida A&M, every team in the nation. New York University, all of the teams that you can think of ever, we outscored them. We were the national scoring champion, averaging 101.2 points a game.
So let me ask you this. How many points did you average while y'all was averaging 101 points per game?
I was averaging 25 points, and then it went down to 22.
Okay. You was the man. You was balling.
Now the following year, I was the second leading scorer in the nation, averaging 36.4 points per game.
Hold on, time out. How in the world? You was averaging how much? 36 points per game?
0.4.
Who you was playing against? You were playing with Steph Curry? What you?
Playing against everybody.
Bro, what? And this old record that you averaged 36 points per game.
Yeah.
And you was the second leading scorer.
Well, that's average-wise. I outscored the leading scorer by 207 points.
Wow.
What he did, he stopped sending in his scores after 18 games. I played 25 games.
Oh. So if he would have kept playing, he would have averaged more, you think? Less. Even in the old dogs, there's still a little bit of trash talking there. That's all right, man. That's good.
Yeah.
So I read up on you. And it's so funny that I got a chance to meet you and do this. But I read that when you was drafted into the NBA, man, you it was a different team because I never heard of that team before. It was the New York Royals.
Cincinnati Royals.
Cincinnati Royals. I thought that was a baseball team.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Because they got the Cincinnati Reds.
Right, Cincinnati Reds. So, what was that like?
Well, you know, they didn't have that much money. They didn't have that much TV time or anything.
Wow.
And there was only 9 teams in the NBA. Right now they got 32 teams.
Wow.
There was only 9 teams in the NBA, and they had very few blacks. Mostly white jobs. So if you was lucky to get a job being black, then you could stay. I got cut.
You got cut?
Yeah, because the number one player in the NBA, like LeBron, during that time it was Oscar Robertson.
Time out. We're not gonna mess up this interview by saying LeBron is the number one player in the NBA. Steph Curry is the number one player in the NBA. Steph Curry got 4 championships. Remember, Mr. McCullogh? So after you got drafted, you said you got cut. Who did you get cut for?
Oscar Robertson. Yes.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. I didn't know. Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, because Oscar Robertson was holding out for his contract.
So you got cut for Oscar Robertson?
Yeah, they was only paying him $60,000. They was paying Jerry Lucas $125,000.
It was that much money back then for an NBA game?
Yeah, Oscar didn't think it was fair.
Oh wow!
So I think Oscar was looking for a $20,000 increase to $80,000. He might have asked for $100,000, but anyway, he kept up with me, what I was doing while we were on the road. I played 15 games, and then he decided to come back, sign his contract. They cut me, and the coach said, Jack McMahon said, you don't have anything to be ashamed of because you're being cut for the best player in the world, Oscar Robertson.
So how come it didn't cut anybody else? You was better than the other players.
Well, it's a racial thing.
Nah,
Can't have but so many blacks on the team.
right. Because I learned at the NBA Hall of Fame Museum that like at that time it was on like 2 to 3 black players on the team when they did integrate.
Yeah. So anyway, I came back to New York to run the Rucker Pro League. And NBA stars, members of the Harlem Globetrotters, and the American Basketball Association members, and players from Europe all played in Rucker Park. And I asked the mayor of the city of New York to name the park at 155th Street and 8th Avenue, Holcomb Rucker Park. John V. Lindsay, the mayor, did that. And because of all of the NBA players playing against playground legends like Herman Helicopter Nolan, like the great Pablo Robinson,
Oh wow.
like Fawn Jackson, like Bobby Zorro Hunter, like Frank Shake and Bake Streety, like Vincent White, like Lenny Weeps. All of them played for the Harlem Globetrotters. And then we had members of the New York Knicks. We had Willis Reed.
Oh yeah.
We had Bill Bradley, Nate Bowman, Emmett Bryant, Freddie Crawford, Howie Coleman, Jumpin' Johnny Green. We had all these players from the Knicks. Also, Cassie Russell and Dave Starwood, all from the Knicks. And then Archie Clark from the Los Angeles Lakers came to play. Then Wilt Chamberlain came to play.
Wow.
And then one of the greatest players to ever play in the history of the Rucker Pro League came in 1972.
And who might that be?
He is no other than Julius Dr. J. Irving.
Yes, sir. With the afro.
Yes, sir.
With the afro that time.
Yes, he electrified the audience. There was over 5,000 people on the roof of the school.
And it was that roof right there.
On the fence.
It was right there where they were sitting. That famous picture that you guys see. It was that roof and that school right there.
I mean, we came all over to see him. We be on the top of the roof. Some of us got out of school to go sit up there and play. Called in to work to go see Dr. J. They was in the trees and everything.
They were in the trees,
Uh-huh.
on the fence, on the roof. They were all coming to see Dr. J.
Oh yeah.
And Charlie Scott played with Dr. J.
Oh yeah.
And the Whopper, Billy Paul.
Billy Paul. Yep. Yeah.
And Walter Zerbiak. And they were coached by Pete Vesey, who is a columnist.
Right. Peter Vesey.
Yep. And
Oh wow.
John Butch Purcell. They were the coaches. And we had the only player in the history of the NBA to win the title in assists and in scoring to play. There's no other than Nate, the skate, Tiny Archibald.
Yes, sir.
He
Yeah,
was
man.
there, a crowd pleaser. And we had playground legends. Like I said, Herman Helicopter Nolan, Pablo Robinson. We had the elevator man from Millbank. We had the butterfly man. The elevator man was Eric Carr. The butterfly man, Larry Cheatham. We had the all-rookie Cliff Moeller. And we had Mr. Wonderful, Pee Wee Kirkland.
That's
And we had the Destroyer, Joe Hammond, who scored 71 points, which is a record in the Rucker.
Wow.
No three-point line. He came back, broke his own record, scored 73 points.
No three-point line.
No three-point line. All of them played
Wow.
for Millbank.
Wow.
So those are the playground legends that the NBA stars have to play against.
Wow. So how often do you guys have NBA players and the legend players come out and play?
Well, usually every weekend. But right now, in the years of the 2000s, we don't have the pros anymore.
Oh,
We concentrate on the youth
right.
against gun violence. And we concentrate on sending our youth to college.
Right.
But first of all, we got to make sure to get out of high school. We got to make sure in New York City, you have to pass a Regents exam. So we help them study for the Regents exam so you get their diploma. And then we help them write the admissions director in colleges all over the country, asking for applications and finding out grants and scholarships for the various schools that they want to go to. And we have classes for them to go to. And we have a program called Cruising. And in Cruising, there's a list of things that a young girl or a young guy could select that they like. And once they select something they like, there's a column on the right that tells them what school offers that information they like.
Right.
And the next column is what grants are available in that school. So we try to get our students to use Cruising. And then there's the Gates Millennium, which is $1 billion grant fund. Try to get everybody involved in that. Then it's the College Scholarship Fund. Then it's the United Negro College Fund. We try to get everybody involved. It's NAACP. We try to get everybody involved.
Yes, sir.
To search for grants. Because loans you have to pay back.
Right.
Grants you don't.
Right. Correct.
So that's our college prep program. That's not funded, but we do it until we're able to get funds. And we have a college tour program where we hire buses and take students on bus trips, no cost to them. However, they must bring their own lunch money for breakfast and for dinner. Usually they come to the bus already having their breakfast. They must have money for dinner.
So how many kids would you say that come to this program?
Between 20 and 40.
Between 20 and 40?
Yes.
How you doing? How are you today? All right.
So
Good.
now I've given you our college prep program. I've given you our college tour program. And we go to different schools. We go to Georgetown, everything. Okay? You get your ticket?
Yes.
We go to Georgetown. We go to Howard University.
Yes.
We go to Lincoln University. And we go to, various colleges like Hampton, Maryland, Eastern Shore, Delaware State. We try to give them what you call a bird's eye view of what the colleges look like. We hope to try to get them to go into the dorms so they can see what the room look like.
Mm-hmm. That's important.
We always try to get them to tour the computer center and also the library. And if they can go to Science Hall, so you get an idea of where they're gonna be, where they can sit. So that's the thing that we try to do in our college tour. Also, we go to the bookstore so they can see how much it costs for books.
Mm-hmm. To my college books, right?
Yeah, they $200.
Man, them things go all the way up to about $700 sometimes.
Yeah,
like, how in the world?
Some of them are $300.
Yeah.
And also, they get a chance to look at the shirts with the college name on it, sweaters. I said, don't buy anything that's not on sale, or try to bring your mother and father back a gift.
Right, that's right.
So anyway, that's our college tour program.
Okay.
And I already gave you our college prep.
Right.
Where we talk to them about finishing their high school diploma.
Right.
We help them study for the Regents by giving them copies of the old Regents for 2020. They go over the questions, and then at the end, we'll give them the answers, and they can fill in the correct answers.
Okay.
We do that like twice a week. For the SAT for college, we do the same thing. And then after they make their choices, then we give them the answer so they can make corrections. All this is good practice.
Right.
And preparation for both exams.
Right.
That's our college prep program.
That is
and
amazing.
We also have them to search scholarships and grants, not loans. And then the other program is our college tour. So there you have it. That's what we do.
That is amazing.
My brother.
Well, Mr. Mac, Mr. Bob McCullough, you guys, thank you for your time and thank you for this interview. Really appreciate it. Right out here at the Famous Rucker Park. Got some of his staff members here. Got some of his staff sitting over here chilling in the hot sun, sweating, glistening. Got seasoning running down their legs. Right out here at the Famous Rucker Park. But I want you to tell us what you got going on out here at Rucker Park.
What it is, we have like summer youth programs that go on in this park, amongst other different tournaments that we have here. We have middle school tournaments, we have high school tournaments, and we have things for the kids. In this park, we have a lot of history. And what it is, Harlem itself is an attraction. Rucker Park is an attraction. But what you're witnessing now is things that's going on during the summer. And what's happening right now, these are programs that's designed to keep our children off the streets, into basketball programs, into the schools, and just keep them out of trouble.
Right.
And this is what we do. As you can see, we got a large crowd.
Oh,
We come from all over the world.
Yes.
We come from all over the world to be a part of this.
All over the world.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is what it is. Right now, believe it or not, you're standing right next to history, and I'll introduce you to my wife here, Mercedes.
Oh, your wife?
Yeah, that's
See,
my
you ain't
wife.
tell me that part, man.
That's the sleeper right there.
That's the sleeper?
the
Okay,
sleeper.
and your lovely wife here is the daughter of the original Sandman on Apollo. And he was on Bill Cosby show as well. The famous scene here of Bill Cosby going back and forth. Challenge! 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 That's your daddy. How you doing? High five. Nice
How
to
you
meet
doing?
you.
Nice
Doing
to meet
great.
you as well.
So what part do you play here at the famous Rucker Park?
I'm one of the coordinators in the park. We have certain days that we come out and we monitor the children, make sure that everything is going well, there's no problems, where they can come out and enjoy basketball and have something to do for the summer.
Awesome.
So that's what I'm doing out here.
Do you ever get a chance to meeting the famous people that come out here?
All the time.
Oh, yeah?
All the time. And every day we're out here, we're meeting someone famous. If
Yeah.
they come here to us, they're famous. They come from all over the world.
That is awesome. I really appreciate y'all taking out this small amount of time to just tell us something about this beautiful Rucker Park. My first time getting a chance to come inside here.
You stick around, you'll be surprised or you'll see.
Oh, I'm staying here. I don't have anywhere to go except to the NBA store, so I'm sticking around for a little bit.
Yeah, you'll be surprised at what you do.
We're going to introduce
The
you
different
to,
stories, the different people.
to Hammer, who was just here.
All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm out here at the famous Rucker Park, and I got NFL superstar Devontae Moffitt.
Well protected. Coverage is good. He tries to gash it. Carr is planted shy of the 5. This time it's Javante.
And you was with the Cleveland Browns before you went to the Jets, right?
Yeah, I was there for 2 years.
There for 2 years. So what brought you to Rucker Park?
Man, I just did an event over in Harlem, so I just wanted to check it out. I heard so much about Rucker Park, I just wanted to see it for myself.
Yeah. And that's what it is. He even got me down here out of Florida and got this man coming down here, and he got to go play football and knock out Dak Prescott, which he better not hurt Dak this year, but it's all good, though. But I appreciate it. So this spontaneous interview is going to be peace time. This is your boy Sim7. I will holler at you guys later. Peace.